Print on demand is changing fast, and if you don't adapt, the market is going to leave you behind. We are entering a brand new era of print on demand, and I've got the data to prove it. Right now, there are three major buckets of opportunity that are starting to reshape this entire industry. And you can start taking advantage of these buckets today so that you can start to get ahead of the competition before they even see what's coming. For those of you that don't know me, hi, my name is Meg Heckman, and over the last 5 years, I've generated over $7 million in Shopify print on demand sales. I've been deep in the data, so in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the three buckets of opportunity. We'll talk about what's inside of them, why they matter, and how you can actually start using them to stay ahead before anybody else catches on. Now, the first bucket of opportunity is the market itself. Here is what's happening right now. Big brands are quietly changing the way that they do business. For decades, their model has remained the same. Source inventory from overseas, ship it halfway around the world, pay tariffs, pay for massive warehouses to store it all, and then hope and pray that they can sell through it. It's a slow process. It ends up tying up a ton of cash, and when they guess wrong on inventory, they are stuck with piles of unsold products. Print on demand flips that entire model on its head. When a customer orders, you produce it. There's no guessing. There's no paying for storage or shipping containers from China. And there's no tariffs on products if you never had to import them. That's why we're starting to see some of these big brands catch on, and their move is fueling an industry-wide boom. Right now, print on demand is growing at a compound annual growth rate of 26%, with North America leading the way. That growth isn't random. It is being driven by this new way of thinking. Produce after the order instead of stockpiling before. And there's another layer to this. When big brands actually switch to a print on demand model, they are using the exact same fulfillment methods that you and I use as small sellers. Now, that means that the playing field is actually leveling out. Now, some people may panic and think, oh no, if big brands are switching to this model, how could I possibly ever compete? But honestly, this is the best news we could ask for. It's actually going to level out the playing field for us. And I think it's actually going to give us an even bigger advantage over the bigger brands. And here's why. Before, these brands had the upper hand because they had inventory on hand. They could easily ship out a product in a few hours and have it sitting at their customer's doorstep the next day. But as soon as they switch to a print on demand model, they slow down their production to our speed. They're going to be printing after orders just like we are, and they're facing the same timelines and the same fulfillment process and the same customer expectations. So customers are no longer going to see a big gap between ordering from a big brand and ordering from a smaller one. This means that we can compete with them on experience, not just on product. And there's one area where smaller sellers have a huge edge, and that big brands have basically abandoned, which is personalization. Honestly, big brands can't do it well at scale. They're focused on mass production and broad messaging and a one-size-fits-all products. But customers want more. They want products that feel unique to them. And this is where small print-on-demand businesses can actually shine. Personalization is growing in the market. We can offer personalization in ways that big brands just can't, from adding names and dates to customizing colors and creating niche-specific designs that speak to one exact audience. Personalization is growing fast, and as this model levels the playing field on production speed, it gives us the opportunity to stand out in a way that big brands simply can't match. Now, this is why I am actively looking at how to expand personalization inside my own print-on-demand brand right now. Because in a print-on-demand world where everyone is producing at the same speed, personalization becomes the ultimate differentiator. And here's why this matters. The growth is happening right now. The adoption curve is happening right now. And if you still have a window to get in before this becomes the new normal, you are going to win. Now, I know that probably sounds like a lot, and if you're interested in tactical resources and a completely free course to help you take advantage of the market right now, then I have dropped a link in the description below to join my free school community. There, we go through step-by-step how to create and scale print-on-demand brands. We would absolutely love to see you there. Now, as this market continues to grow, there's another factor that's just as important as growth: sustainability, which leads us into our second bucket. Companies are realizing the importance of sustainability, not just for the planet, but for their bottom line. When you produce products only after they're sold, you are eliminating waste. No giant warehouses full of unsold inventory, no overproduction. Now, these brands want less money tied up in products that may never sell. And in fact, 80% of consumers actually say they're willing to spend more for sustainable products. In 2024 alone, the sustainable clothing market was valued at $12.4 billion. And by 2032, it's projected to reach $53.3 billion. That's more than 4 times the size in less than a decade. This shift is something that you can build directly into your brand's messaging. On your website, you can talk about being eco-conscious. You can have a frequently asked questions section where you explain that this is why you print each item individually. And it is a huge opportunity for marketing campaigns as well. For example, on platforms like Facebook, you can essentially position your brand as a part of this sustainability movement. And that message is going to resonate deeply with your customers. And we're already seeing bigger brands make this shift. In fact, a perfect example is Life is Good. They have been around for over 3 decades, and recently they completely switched to a print-on-demand model, all to align with their sustainability goals. Now, if a 30-year-old brand can completely transform its model to print-on-demand because of sustainability, then you can bet that this trend is just getting started. And as the market grows and sustainability becomes a standard, there's one final piece of the puzzle, which is knowing exactly which products to focus on. Now, the third bucket of opportunity is sticking to the top categories of print on demand and where to actually focus your time. Now, there's tons of content out there, tons of videos that say things like t-shirts are oversaturated or there's no money to be made in them. It's a waste of your time. But here's the truth. Year after year, apparel is still the leading seller in print on demand. And it just goes to show that starting in apparel is a smart move because it consistently dominates in the market. I would say don't believe the people that are saying it's too crowded or that there's no margins left to be made. It's not about the category. It's all about how you position it, how you design it, and how you make your products stand out. If you can do that, then you can absolutely win with apparel. And once you've got traction on apparel, you can always expand from there into maybe sportswear or leggings or home decor and other trending print-on-demand categories. But the smartest starting point is apparel, especially t-shirts, because it is proven to be scalable and it's still full of opportunity. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually use this to grow my store? Let's bring it all together with a simple 3-step plan that you can execute. Now, the first step is going to be picking your platform and your niche quickly. The market is growing so quickly that it's important to start now. Now, you want to begin researching platforms like Etsy, Shopify, or Amazon and figure out which platform you want to start and stay on. Next, you want to choose a niche that you know well enough that you can make really unique designs and stand out in the market. Step 2 is lead with sustainability. Make sustainability a part of your brand story. Explain that every item is made to order to reduce waste. This also then helps to set the expectation for your customer to know that, hey, I'm not Amazon Prime, we're going to have some slower delivery, and make it a part of your eco-friendly process. Step 3 is focus on proven products. Start with what is working in the market. T-shirts first, and then branch out into other apparel like sportswear, and then into home decor. Master one category before you expand. Print on demand is growing fast. Sustainability is no longer optional, and apparel, sportswear, and leggings is where the biggest opportunities are. If you adapt to these 3 buckets of opportunity right now, you'll be ahead of 99% of sellers in this next wave. Subscribe if you want to learn more about data-driven print on demand strategies like this. The game is changing. The question is, are you going to change with it? And if you're interested in joining my free school community where you can have access to over 51 hours of step-by-step course material, then click the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.